Wow. 186 after 1 hour. I have not had a blood glucose level this high since I started this diet. 186 on my glucose level after 1 hour. That is a spike. Okay, tomorrow is going to be an exciting day because tomorrow I go in for my labs. They're going to do a full blood work, an A1C test, and we'll see how far I've come. I'm almost 80 days into this carnivore ketovore diet, so it'll be interesting to see how I've done. But there's another thing also that that is going to be exciting about tomorrow, because tomorrow I will be doing a cheat meal, and it'll be right after my my labs, my blood work. I'm scheduled to go in, get that done at 1 o'clock tomorrow. And as you know, 1 o'clock is normally my first meal. So what I'm going to do is, on the way home from my lab, which will be after 1 o'clock, I'm going to stop by Arby's. That's where I'm doing my first cheat meal. Arby's, we haven't had one in years. They just opened up shortly after I started this diet. And so on the way home, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop, and I'm going to get me 2 beef and cheddar melts. And then I'm going to bring it back here. I'm going to eat it. I'm not sure if I'm going to eat it on camera or not. We'll have to wait till tomorrow. They're delicious sandwiches. Whew, they're delicious sandwiches. Well, now what I'll be doing is, when I first come in, I'm going to do a baseline. I'm going to take my blood. I'm going to check my blood glucose level. That will be baseline. That's before I ever start eating the sandwiches. And then I will eat the sandwiches. And 1 hour after I eat the sandwiches, I will take my blood glucose reading again, and we'll see where it's at. 1 hour after that, or 2 hours after I've eaten my sandwiches, I will take another blood glucose reading. Now, as long as the blood glucose reading isn't, I would say if it's not above 140, I won't do a third one, which that would be 2 hours after that, or a total of 4 hours after eating the sandwiches. If it's under 140, I'm not going to bother doing the third one. And we'll just kind of do a wrap up at that point. One disclosure I do need to make is that my routine in the morning is to wake up, weigh myself, take my blood glucose level, and then take my morning meds. And part of my morning meds is I take 1,000 milligrams of metformin. Now, metformin helps to keep your blood sugar from raising. Odds are I'll be taking the medication at around 8 in the morning, and it'll be probably almost 2 by the time I eat. Still going to be probably active. I'm doing this a day early because basically tomorrow, when I go do my labs and I go pick up my sandwiches and stuff, I just want to come home and get everything started. All right, well, I will see you tomorrow. We'll get this thing going. Okay, I'm back. And what I did is I went ahead and I changed it up a little bit. Not only am I doing the 2 beef and cheddar melts, but I also went ahead and ordered large curly fries, although I think I kind of got ripped off there. Jackasses. No napkins either, so yeah. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna eat it for the camera, but while I'm eating, I'm gonna basically fast speed. Oh, almost forgot. Gotta take my baseline. So we're gonna start with the baseline. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna take my first blood glucose level. Okay, and yeah. Okay. Okay, and our first blood glucose level is, I don't know if you can see this, but it's 99. That's our base. That's what we started with before we started the meal. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to eat this for the camera, but I'm going to speed it up. So, and then I will be taking another glucose reading in 1 hour after my meal is completed. And then I'll take another one 2 hours. All right. I guess I'm going to go ahead and get started. That was pretty good. To be honest, when it comes to the fries were lukewarm. I don't know. This one's really supposed to be a review of Arby's, but it's kind of ending up that way. The sandwiches were good. I enjoyed the sandwiches. They seemed to be what they're, but those French fries. And then on top of it, I mean, you saw, they, that was a large order of curly fries. That was a large order of curly fries. And it was only half full. They, and then on top of it, inside of it, they gave me a crinkle fry. I bet that was all. It was almost a stone cold French fry I put in there. So in a way, I guess it's good because I mean, one of the things that I worry about is the fact that I don't want to go completely off this diet, and I'm not going to be honest. Those were good sandwiches, but they're not anything that I want to. They're not anything that I'm gonna do. In fact, I don't know if I'm gonna do another Arby's meal for a cheap meal again. You know, there's Subway, there's we got some local burger joints. I mean, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna go or I can cook my own. I make really good hamburgers. I mean really good. The only problem with that is, you know, they won't just sell me they won't just sell me like two hamburger buns, you know, so I have to buy a whole thing of hamburger buns. But you know what? I could always buy those and just, you know, a friend of mine, he eats them. So just, here, you can have the rest. I ate two out of it. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to set a timer, and in 1 hour, I will come back and I will take my blood glucose level and we'll see where we're at. See you in an hour. Okay, it's been 1 hour. I'm getting ready to check my blood glucose level. As I said, when I'm done with this, in another hour, I will do a second check. So far, I mean, there's no real, I don't feel any real difference. At the By the way, at the end of all of this, I'm going to give you a rundown on all the carbs, and even though I don't really count calories, not really supposed to on this diet, I'm going to give you a calorie count as well. But here we go. Let's do the second blood glucose check. Okay. And here we go. Let's see what the reading is after 1 hour. Wow. 186 after 1 hour. I have not had a blood glucose level this high since I started this diet. 186 on my glucose level after 1 hour. That is a spike. Times like this, I wish I had one of those continuous glucose meters so that I could see, when the spike happened and when the spike goes back down. So, what we're going to do is we'll come back in 1 hour and we will do another test. By that time, it'll be 2 hours after I've eaten. And if it's still above 140, then I'm going to come back 2 hours after that. So it'll be a total of 4 hours after I've eaten to do a final glucose level. If not, if it goes back down, goes under 140, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and do a wrap up, and I'm going to let you know how many carbs was total, how many carbs, how many calories, everything total in that meal. Unfortunately, the carbs that I added up, I got to undo because they ripped me off with the fries. But we'll just, well, the sandwiches, awesome. Fries sucked. But as I said, this isn't a review of Arby's. Arby's. This is a cheat day review. And so far, my review of the cheat day is don't don't do it very often. 186. Ouch. See ya in 1 hour. Okay, we are now 2 hours past the meal. I'm going to take a second glucose test. I'm going to be honest with you and let you in on a little secret. I really hope that this is under 140 because I hate poking my finger. I hate it. Oh, I hate it. But I have to do it. I don't have a continuous glucose meter. That's fine. Although I hate poking my finger, I don't mind doing it. If, as I said before, if it's 140 or less, I'm not going to worry about doing another one. We'll just kind of wrap everything up. But if it's over 140, then I will be back in another 2 hours. Okay, here we go. Oh, didn't get it good enough. There it goes. That one worked. Oh, I hate that. Hate poking my finger. Oh, just under. I did it. Woo. Okay. This one came up to 138. It is under 140, so doing it in another 2 hours is just a waste of a strip. It shows me that it went from 99 base. I ate my lunch. Then it went to 186. That's a pretty big spike in 1 hour. And now at 2 hours, I'm at 138. So probably by 4 hours, it'll be normal. I normally take my blood at around between 6 and 7 o'clock before I eat my meal. So let me real quickly, I want to write that down. because we're going to go ahead and go into the summary, wrap all of this up. I do plan to come back tomorrow morning and let you know if there's any if there was any problems with, on the weight side. Did I gain a bunch of weight? Which I doubt I will. I mean, it's a one-time thing. Another thing you need to be aware of, and I have said this already, is that it was about 7:30 this morning. I took 1,000 milligrams of metformin. So there's a good chance that these numbers would have been higher if I wasn't on metformin. To be honest, I'm not 100% on how metformin works. But let's go ahead and let's talk about the meal that I had. I had two Arby's, or classic roast beef and cheddar sandwiches. And it was supposed to be a large order of curly fries, or seasoned curly fries, but about what they gave me was equivalent to a small. I don't even think it was a medium. I mean, I don't know how, as busy as they were, as busy as they have been, but it was really busy when I went in there. They had a line around for the drive through. They had a bunch of people in the lobby, and yet somehow I end up with lukewarm, half stale fries. I don't know how you accomplish that when you're as busy as you are, but they did. But let's get to it. Okay, each beef and cheddar melt had 45 grams of carbohydrates and was 450 calories. My eyesight isn't that good, so I have to kind of. Now, I had two of them, so that was a total of 90 grams of carbohydrates for the sandwiches and 900 calories. Then the French fries, which were supposed to be large, they would have been 77 grams of carbs, 650 calories. I went ahead and looked up the small because I really didn't get that many. So the curly fries was 49 grams of carbs and 410 calories. So my total carb intake was 139 grams of carbohydrates for a total of 1,310 calories. As I said, I don't calorie count, but on the carbs, I probably average about 50 carbs a day, and that's both meals. That's first and second meal. In one meal, this was almost 3 times, 3 days worth of carbs that I ate in this one meal. Now, I prefer to keep my carbs at 20 and under. And going under my preferred carb intake, this is 7 days. This is an entire week of carbs in one meal. It was delicious. I enjoyed it. Most likely, I am going to do another cheat day, but it won't be for a few months. And if I do that, I'm thinking my next one probably be, I like Subway. But another possibility is I like burgers, but I make the best burgers. I make better burgers than most of the ones that we can get around here. So I don't know. There is one place actually, there's two places that make really good burgers. I might go to them, but if I want to save a little money, I can make a pretty good burger myself. Is this something I'd recommend other people to do? Uh, as I've said before, it really depends on the person. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of this. But I will be back tomorrow morning after my weigh in and my blood sugar level for one final update, and then we'll close out it there. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. Okay, quick morning update. Last night at 7:30, about 5-10 minutes before my second meal, my blood glucose level was at 96, and this morning my first blood glucose level was 114. So not too bad, not bad at all, actually. My weight, I'm actually down a little over a pound from yesterday. That's really, to be honest, that's insignificant. My weight, like everybody else's weight, often fluctuates. However, there are two things that happened that may or may not have been caused by the cheat meal. First thing was I had a lot of difficulty doing a number two, which in technical terms is pooping. I was up really late last night. Pretty much spent a number of hours on the toilet. I finally went. Now, one thing that I did notice last night was my legs really they felt swollen. The lymphedema in my legs. Uh, that was a lot of carbs that I ate last night, or that I ate yesterday for my cheat meal. But that's about it. That's my morning update, my final update. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I hope to see you on the next one.